Daily Bible Reading, John chapter 6, verses 1 through 21. Some time later, Yeshua went over to the far side of Lake Kinneret, that is, Lake Tiberias, and a large crowd followed him, because they had seen the miracles he had performed on the sick. Yeshua went up into the hills and sat down there with his Talmidim. Now the Judean festival of Pesach was coming up. So when Yeshua looked up and saw that a large crowd was approaching, he said to Philip, "Where will we be able to buy bread so that these people can eat?" Now Yeshua said this to test Philip, for Yeshua himself knew what he was about to do. Philip answered, "Half a year's wages wouldn't buy enough bread for them. Each one would get only a bite." One of the Talmidim, Andrew, the brother of Shimon Kepha, said to him, "There's a young fellow here who has 5 loaves of barley bread and 2 fish. But how far will they go among so many?" Yeshua said, "Have the people sit down." There was a lot of grass there, so they sat down. The number of men was about 5,000. Then Yeshua took the loaves of bread and, after making a barakah, gave to all who were sitting there, and likewise with the fish as much as they wanted. After they had eaten their fill, he told his Talmidim, "Gather the leftover pieces so that nothing gets wasted." They gathered them and filled 12 baskets with the pieces from the 5 barley loaves left by those who had eaten. When the people saw the miracle he had performed, they said, "This has to be the prophet who is supposed to come into the world." Yeshua knew that they were on the point of coming and seizing him in order to make him king. So he went back to the hills again. This time he went by himself. When evening came, his Talmidim went down to the lake, got into a boat, and set out across the lake toward Capharnaum. By now it was dark. Yeshua had not joined them, and the sea was getting rough, because a strong wind was blowing. They had rowed 3 or 4 miles when they saw Yeshua approaching the boat, walking on the lake. They were terrified, but he said to them, "Stop being afraid, it is I." Then they were willing to take him into the boat, and instantly the boat reached the land they were heading for.